According to Harry Wong, every teacher goes through these four stages. Okay? Every teacher, four stages we go through. Here's the first one. This is the stage that where you remember the first time you went to your classroom, the first day of your teaching, the night before, aba, nakaplansya na yung susuotin mo. You even prepared for the whole class speech, your welcome, your motivational, then the lecture, including the jokes that we're going to crack throughout the period. Uh, those are already in our script. Well, that's what you call fantasy. The stage of fantasy where we thought everything is going to be easy, where we thought, at the end of every period, pag sabi mong, okay, class, time is up, you thought the students would say, no, ma'am, we want more, fantasy. Okay. And you went into the teaching profession because you thought you're going to change the world. You're going to um, make the world a better place. Okay. Well, okay. Most of us, I mean, not most of us, but all of us passed through that stage. In fact, um, most likely, most of you decided to become a teacher because you wanted to make a difference in the child's life. You wanted to make a difference in the life of your students. And so you chose this profession. But fantasy ends the day you enter the classroom and you give your class that you prepared so much for, and three or four students will sleep, are sleeping. Fantasy ends the day you enter the classroom and students are very rowdy, boisterous, noisy. They look at you as you enter and they continue laughing. That's the end of fantasy. And you enter the second stage called survival. Okay? Survival, where sometimes you reach a point where the only objective of the day is that you will not get angry. Survival, where objective of the day to survive the day. We get very tired, exhausted, because many times in the period we would have to stop teaching and call John. John, sit up straight. John, stop talking. Joanna, face here. Eyes on the board. Everyone listen up. Sit up straight. Stop talking. Mm, And then you repeat that 85 times in a period of 1 hour. I'm not exaggerating. If you actually count the number of times you say, sit up straight, stop talking, listen here, eyes on the board. If you put together all those things, you may not realize it, but you don't realize it, but that's what makes you feel so tired and exhausted at the end of the day. The 90 times you will have to repeat, stop talking, eyes here, listen up, um, when there are actually ways of being able to do it without even having to say, John, stop talking. Joanna, eyes here. Listen. Um, eyes on the board. We don't even have to say those things. That are strategies. And we're going to use those strategies. I'm going to share with you from Harry Wong a number of those strategies, as well as from Hal Urban and Ray Fesquith. Survival. It's very painful to see teachers at the end of every class, at the end of every period, now at the end of every synchronous class, they shut off the Zoom or the Google Meet classroom, and then they slump on the chair, and then they're counting 35 more days before Christmas break. Yan, survival. Very sad when you see a teacher who's been there for years, and at the end of every period, she slumps in the chair and then she's counting 22 more years before retirement. surviving. And here's a teacher who precisely decided to become a teacher in order to make a difference in the lives of students. It's very sad when all she needs, all he needs, are strategies on how to manage the class. Well, um, let's get out of the survival stage. But as you continue teaching, you start learning better and better ways of doing things, right? Because you have a heart of a teacher. You continue trying to become better. You attend seminars like this. You learn new strategies. You Google it. Better strategies to teach online. Better strategies to get the students engaged. That's what good teachers do. You continue teaching until you discover better ways of doing it, of doing things. For example, you realize, if I teach this chapter first before this other one, the students understand better. Or if I make the students do this assignment, this work, they get very engaged and very excited. That's when you enter the third stage called mastery. You are not just merely covering the curriculum, you are able to make the students learn and understand. Mastery, stage 3. But the sad thing is, we have some teachers who stay in the stage of survival for years, for too long. And it's very sad when all they need are strategies. But today, what I want you to do to aspire for is skip fantasy. It's not easy to teach. Let's face it, there are challenges. And yes, this Zoom classroom, this online classes, these are all making our life even more difficult. Admit it. We first have to come to the admission that um, while we call this the new normal, there's nothing normal about this. This is an abnormal situation. And teachers are stressed out, students are stressed out, parents are stressed out. Let's be forgiving with ourselves. I know I've said this already in the past few days, but I need to repeat it because it's a message teachers need to hear. Let us be forgiving with ourselves. Don't expect exactly the same results as what we used to get when we were in the normal face to face classroom setup. Okay? But today we are going to see and we're going to work on being able to reach stage 4. You're not just making the students learn and understand, you're making an impact. That's the highest stage of teaching. When you do not just make the students learn the lesson, you design the lesson for the students to understand and to master and to be really able to understand it and be able to master it. But more than that, you make an impact in the lives of the students. I've said this, I think, Monday or Tuesday. Let me repeat it. Your success, teachers, is to be able to say at the end of the year, I'm a good teacher. I've made an impact in the lives of my students. I'm a good teacher. My students are better human beings because I taught them math, science, English. You see, it's what every good teacher does, regardless of what subject we're teaching. They can make an impact. And in the first place, we said, through the example of our life, they will learn not just math, science, and English from you, they will learn professionalism in the way you come to class, online or face to face, professionally, punctually, on time. They will learn self control in the way they see in you self control, temperance, patience, kindness. They will learn kindness in the way you treat them kindly, with kindness, with respect. They will learn all the virtues through the example of the life of the teacher. That's what we are after, impact. Okay, so those are, according to Harry Wong, the 4 stages of teaching: fantasy, survival, mastery, and impact.